The Contemporary Music Project, presented by Paul Dangler and Joshua Good. In the 1950s, music educators were forced to respond to revolutions and reformations in education that swept across America's education system. These responses included several decisive events that shaped the course of music education. Publications of lasting impact and professional organizations such as MENC, the Music Educators National Conference, stemmed from these demands. A prime example of what changed the course of music education is a sequence of events up to and including the Contemporary Music Project. In 1957, the philanthropic Ford Foundation, in association with the preeminent American composer Norman Dello Joio, initiated the Young Composers Project, or YCP. The purpose of this project was for America to gain a greater appreciation of contemporary music. The means by which Dello Joio proposed to accomplish this goal was the pairing of composers under the age of 35 with a public school within the USA. The composer's role was to write new music well suited to the skill level of the performing ensembles within the school. The composers and music teachers then facilitated public performances of the works. In this way, the composer, performers, and community members all benefited. The performers developed ongoing relationships with the composers that are impossible with dead composers, giving the music greater vitality and relevance to the performers. The composers also gained a continuous artistic outlet and were paid a $5,000 annual salary for their work. While students and teachers were not immediately receptive to the composer's music, it eventually became apparent that all parties benefited from this arrangement nonetheless. The composers involved in the YCP realized that more school music programs nationwide could benefit greatly from involvement in this project. However, they felt that music educators must receive farther training in order to effectively propagate this project. As a result, the Ford Foundation gave MENC the daunting task of equipping music educators to sufficiently champion and teach contemporary music to students. After receiving a sizable grant from the Ford Foundation, MENC began to hold workshops and seminars specifically for this purpose at various colleges and universities. In 1965, the CMP sponsored an event held at Northwestern University known as the Seminar on Comprehensive Musicianship, the Foundation for College Education in Music. The seminar proposed new ways to improve the training of music educators, one of the most important functions of the CMP. The participants in the seminar, consisting of professional musicians and educators from various positions, examined the content and orientation of standard music college history and theory courses, not necessarily meant for music majors. From this seminar and study arose a movement known as comprehensive musicianship. Upon study, the participants noticed that courses were often over-specialized. They did not reach across curriculum and connect various aspects of music. The participants theorized that students would be better served if courses integrated various musical concerns. For example, a music theory course could include listening examples and historical foundations to give students broader subject knowledge. Later in 1967, the CMP hosted a symposium at the Arley House in Warrenton, Virginia. They discussed means to evaluate skills developed in comprehensive music teaching. The symposium issued a document called the Procedures for Evaluation of Music in Contemporary Education, which detailed specific evaluation methods regarding comprehensive music teaching. The Seminar on Comprehensive Musicianship also generated the Institutes for Music in Contemporary Music Education, or the IMCE. The institutes were established in 6 universities across the country to establish contemporary music programs at the college level. However, comprehensive musicianship ultimately had greater influence in elementary and high schools. Educator Jack Mercer observed that band programs in high schools were often dependent entirely upon performance schedule. Putting on good performances at the football games and winter concerts had become primary goals rather than secondary goals. The music selected did not serve to teach students foundational concepts or educate them on a deeper level. Mercer observed that the musical repertoire and the rehearsal schedule in the programs must change. In schools that adopted the comprehensive musicianship approach, the music became the basis for learning analysis, theory, and historical information. Rehearsals would include lab and class time in addition to performance practice. Comprehensive musicianship also affected the general music classroom. Previously, general music classes would typically overemphasize extra musical concepts such as the lives of composers. Comprehensive musicianship helped spread the idea that students in general music classes would learn more if they studied the actual music of these composers in addition to their lives. The Contemporary Music Project was largely successful in that it raised awareness regarding the necessity of contemporary music in education. Through its seminars and workshops, the CMP also took measures to incorporate contemporary music into the real-world classroom. Concepts including comprehensive musicianship that were created by the CMP have impacted the way music educators teach today. The CMP helped move music and music education forward.